Hello, YouTube. I know this is not a great angle, but you know what? On this channel, we just have to tolerate the bad angles. This is about all I can do right now. I am on a hike right now, and I am stopping for. I actually kind of like the trees above me like that. That's kind of cool. I just have a tiny little tripod. It's the best I can do for now. But I am on a hike right now. I had plans to do like a cute little opening montage intro where I was filming myself at the car, getting ready to go on the hike and everything. But you know what? I was tired. I think the drive up here kind of wore me out a little bit. I could feel myself getting sleepy as I was driving up here. And I was kind of sore also. I went on my slow walk or slow jog slash walk yesterday, and the backs of my knees were really sore, and then sitting in the car for an hour and a half driving up here made me really, really stiff. So I was just like, I'm just gonna start walking, and I'll just film whenever I'm ready. But then I was struggling a little bit on the hike with running out of breath a lot. So I was like, well, I'm definitely not gonna film if I can't even talk. So that's why I figured I would just wait until I am seated and can talk. Oh, now I got the sun over here. So I don't know how far I'm gonna go. This is not the trail that I want to climb to the top of. This one, I'm actually not even sure how long this one is. I've walked it before, and I don't remember how far I went. I just remember coming to a sign where there was other trails that branched off from it, and I wasn't familiar with the trails. I didn't know how long they were, so I just turned around and went back. But I'm thinking I went about 2 miles, probably at least 2 miles that day, like out and then back. So I don't know how far I'm gonna go today, and this is basically just to get me out here, just to get me practicing. So starting out on the hike, I'm a half a mile in right now, and when I first started walking, um, I will say that the stiffness did go away fairly quickly. I'm not feeling. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to walk very well because of the stiffness that I was feeling, especially in the back of my knees. But that went away pretty quickly when I started walking. But between the altitude, climbing uphill, because it has been an uphill climb. It's not a like sharp grade. It's a very slight grade, but it has been uphill the whole time. And just me being generally out of shape, I am running out of breath very, very quickly. So I basically been treating it like a HIIT workout where I just go until like my breathing gets too heavy, and then I stop, take a breath, I'll take a lot of breaths. But take a moment, enjoy the scenery, let my breathing come down, let my heartbeat come down, and then I go again. And then I've just been doing that like over and over again the whole way. And I'm sliding off my sitting pad. Oh, I'm really sliding off of it. Hold on. I do feel like it's gotten a little bit easier. I just decided I was like, I'm just going to try to go half a mile. And then at half a mile, I'll sit down, take a little break, assess how I'm feeling, and then see if I want to go on again or not. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm half a mile in. I do feel like the times in between me stopping were getting longer. I did feel like I was feeling a little bit stronger, like my legs were feeling fairly strong. And so I think I can keep going and see if it gets better. And just try to go another half a mile, and I'll just keep doing that. Just keep trying to go half a mile, and see how far I can get. But I will say, like I said, I did notice that, I was thinking about the last time I was out here, which was probably about 2 years ago. I was actually kind of worried to come on this trail because the last time I was out here, I must have come during monsoon season or something because it was so overgrown. Like, and I just remember everything being like green. Everything was so green and tall and overgrown into the trail. So you were like having to walk through this like mass of greenery and rubbing up against you and stuff. And I don't think I went very far. In fact, this is probably, I think this might actually be where I stopped, honestly, and went back. I think I went about half a mile in and then went back. Um, but it's not like that today. It's actually kind of dry out here today. So I'm thinking we haven't gotten any rain up here in a while. And I understand why when I was driving in, they had the fire danger set at high. And I understand why, because everything does look really dry out here today. So it's good for me because I can walk more easily along the trail. I don't have, I'm not getting attacked by plants out here. But it is kind of a bummer that it's so dry. So hopefully everybody's being smart with their fires. This place does get a lot of burns. In fact, that's one of the things I'll show after I stop talking. I'll show some video of what it looks like up here. It's just nothing but burn scars up here. It's really, really sad. But oh, the other thing that I noticed though was from the, hold on, I was talking about the last time I was out here. I get so off on my train of thought. Um, but something that I noticed from that's different from the last time I not only hiked this trail, but even the last time that I hiked at all, which was earlier in the spring, when I stopped to take my break just now. So the first thing I always do is I try to stick my hiking poles in the ground and get them to stand up, and they never do. They always just fall over. And like usually that's so it's it's such a small thing, but it irritates the hell out of me because it was hard for me to bend over and pick them up. But they fell down and I went to move them and I realized that like, oh, I can bend over a lot easier. And then the other thing that I would struggle with is sitting down for a break like this was always really hard. Like it was hard for me to get down. Like I like my breaks, but also I hated trying to get down onto the ground because there's not really anywhere. There's no rocks or anything over here that I can sit on. So I kind of just got to sit on the ground. And I sit on the side that's sloped up so that I can have a little bit of a seat. But it's always been so hard to get up and down. But it actually wasn't as hard. I mean, I'm still not spry, but definitely wasn't as hard to move around, get down on the ground, and I don't think it's gonna be that hard to get up. So that's a nice little thing, you know. And that's what I'm trying to do is just notice the small changes, just accepting that this is going to be a very, very long road. And I just need to keep noticing like just these tiny little things that make me realize that I'm seeing improvements, things are happening, and I need to keep going. So I'm gonna sit here. I think I might have a little snack, and I'll take some shots of the scenery, and then probably continue on. I am going to do a section where, because I kind of like this structure of, you know, kind of filming what I'm doing for the day, but then also having a section where I talk about the past week and how things have gone, and then having a section at the end where I kind of talk about like something that's happened that week, or maybe some thoughts that I had, or some improvements that I saw, or something. Go a little more in depth into something. So I do have something planned to talk about today. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, and I'll show some scenery, and then I'll talk about the next time I stop. I'll talk about yeah, how my week's gone. Okay. Okay, this is the view where I'm sitting right now, half a mile into the trail. And I'll try to show some greenery here, but you can kind of tell like how dry it is, especially this stuff is really dry. But yeah, the last time I hiked this, like all of this stuff here was about hip high on me, and was growing over into the trail. And you can see over here, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. You can just see like all the burn scars over there and all the dead trees. Here, this area got burned really bad back in 2013. I don't know if it's been burned since then. We had a bad fire out in this area 2 years ago also, but I don't know if any of this is from that or if this is all from 2013. But it's still beautiful. Okay, I have a confession to make. I think I just don't like this trail. I'm 3/4 of a mile in, and I don't want to go another step. And this is what I'm looking at in front of me right now. And just all I see is just like weeds. And just too much for me to walk through. I don't want to. Even though it's not like it was the last time I was here, like it's still kind of annoying. It's all brushing up against me and catching onto my pants and I don't know, there's just like, I think it's okay to just have trails that you don't like. Like there's trails that I absolutely love, and I was thinking like when I'm on a trail that I love, like I'll push through no matter like how tired I get or if it's hot or whatever. Like I'll push through because I just love this trail and I want to see what's around the next corner. And I just don't like this trail. I feel like I think this is like the 4th time I've been on it, and I don't know, it just, like, I feel like I enjoyed it the first time I came, which was right after the fire, and maybe that's because there was like everything, it was actually kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's sad, the fires are sad, but it's kind of cool because all the trees were burnt, and it was like late fall, I think, when I came, and there wasn't any of this on the ground. My arm is hurting. And it just had this like really eerie look to it. And I remember I even posted a picture on Facebook and was like, I'm returning the ring to Mordor. Because it had like this Lord of the Rings feel to it. But this is the 3rd time I've been back since that time. And these last 3 times I've just not enjoyed it at all. So I think I'm going to go ahead and head back. This might be it for this trail and me. I have no idea if I'm actually got the camera on myself or what it looks like right now. I didn't feel like flipping the display around, so sorry. But I think it's okay for me to just admit that sometimes I don't like trails. Some trails I love, some trails are not that great. That's just the way it is. Also, I remembered that this wasn't even the trail that I wanted to hike today. When I first started thinking about going hiking today, I was going to go up to the Continental Divide Trail, which is a trail that I enjoy on one side of the highway. And that's what's so funny about this one, because the trail on the other side of the highway, that's my goal trail. That's the one that I want to finish. I love that trail. This trail I don't like. And with where I go and hike on the Continental Divide, it's the same thing. I love the trail on one side of the highway. I don't like the trail on the other side of the highway. It's weird. I don't know what it is. But, so, I'm going to head back. And I'm thinking about maybe driving to another trail. Because I'm like, well, by the time I get back, I did 3/4 of a mile up. So, by the time I get back, that's going to be a 1.5 miles. So if I go to another trail and do, you know, walk 1/2 mile or a mile or something down it and then back, you know, that's a pretty good hike. I'm just doing it on separate trails, not all on one trail, which is fine. So I'm going to head back to my car. I might stop in my car. I think I'll do the recap of my week in my car, and then I'll figure out where I'm gonna head from here. Okay, so I opted just to come to this campground that's actually down in the canyon below the hiking trail that I was on, because when I got back to the parking lot, well, I met somebody who was just starting on the trail. So he was parked next to me in the parking lot, and he was carrying a camera and like no backpack or anything. So I think he was just going to take some pictures. I don't think he was going to be hiking for very long. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to sit here in my car. If he comes back, I'm sitting over here talking to myself. I'm going to put my phone in airplane mode because there's no service here. I don't want to turn down the battery searching for service. So, yeah, and then when I got there and sat in my car to get myself organized, then a truck pulled up behind me. It seems to be a popular pullover spot just for people to sit there. I'm thinking it might be because there's cell service up there, and there's not cell service in like most of the rest of the mountains, but because of how high it is over there, there is some self-service. So I was like, well, since I don't want to sit in my car, I'll come check out this campground. I've camped here a couple of times, and it's usually not too busy, especially during the week. So I was like, I'll see if I can get my favorite spot, and I did. This spot is like all by itself. It's the only one. When you come into the campground, you go over a little creek, which by the way is dry. So every time I've been here, there's water running in the creek. So we're definitely like in a dry spell right now up here. But yeah, so you go over this little creek, and then there's a toilet right there at the entrance, and then you can go to the left, and it's about, I don't know, 500 feet, maybe a little bit more from the entrance. There's a campsite all by itself, and then all the other campsites are down the other way. So it's like the most secluded spot here. And I've never camped at this spot because it's always been taken when I come to camp. But I do like it if I can just come here and chill out. Sometimes I like to bring lunch up here and just sit and eat. There's this really cool trees over here. Let me see if I can show them real quick. Yeah, these trees right here, like somebody's thrown some charcoal in there, which kind of sucks. Well, charcoal, not charcoal. What is ash? I couldn't think of what that word was. Somebody's thrown ash in there, which kind of sucks because I actually love to just sit in between all those trees and meditate. It's a really cool spot for doing that. But anyway, yeah, so I thought I'd come down here. I packed a whole bunch of snacks because I thought I was going to be out on the trail for a long time, and then I wasn't. So I'm going to pull out some of my snacks and maybe have me a bite to eat, because the only thing I've ate so far today was a little cheese snack. And it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I should be hungry, right? So I got me some little beef bites. I got all kinds of these fruit snacks. Some Gushers, some fruit by the foots. What's the other kind? Roll-ups. And then some tuna and crackers. I got some chili. Yeah, chili roasted pistachios. Yeah, they're fruit by the foot. Oh, pickles. I was looking for these earlier. When I ate my cheese, I was going to eat my pickles too, because those were both my cold items, so I wanted to eat them first. I got all kinds of fruit by the foot. Oh, and Snickers. Okay, that's everything. So I'm going to have me a bite to eat and do some chatting. I kind of don't know that I'm going to go anywhere else, because that was a 1.5 mile hike. And it was like 90 minutes, so I was walking about 1 mile per hour, so not very fast. But I did get like a good cardio workout considering that half of it was uphill. Like, I definitely got a good cardio workout, so I don't know that I need to do any more walking today. Only if I want to. Let's see if these are any good. I always see these, and I'm always tempted to try them, but I never do. That was good. I always get a Diet Coke to end my hikes with. It's like my little reward. I couldn't think of a word. It's my reward. But yeah, I feel like that was a good hike. Especially for where I'm at right now. And I did notice like some improvements in my fitness. So I just have to keep going. I just have to keep being consistent and trying to do things. And, you know, each time I'll get a little bit better, go a little bit further. And also, like, be okay with if it just doesn't work out. That's, I was thinking about that a lot on the walk back, which, by the way, was like so fast. Because it's so much easier coming downhill. I didn't stop at all. I didn't take any breaks. I think I stopped. There was like one small uphill on the way back, so I did stop at that to kind of catch my breath. And then I had to stop when I was meeting somebody on the trail. But that was it. I was just like, woo, zooming down the hill. If I could find a trail that was just downhill the entire way, that would be the perfect trail. But I guess my, what is Cambria? I guess my heart wouldn't get as good of a workout, which is why I'm doing the cardio, is to improve my heart health. But yeah, I was thinking about how, like, you know, I just have to learn to be okay with, you know, sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes I don't enjoy things as much as I think I'm going to. And not only that, but like, not only like for activities and stuff, but like in all areas of life, I was thinking it's okay for me to not want to waste my time, to not waste my energy, to not waste my money. Like, that's okay. It's okay for things not to work out. It's okay for, you know, me to change my mind about something. It's okay to leave things behind, to leave people behind. Like, it's okay. I really want to focus on, like, what is serving me? What is making me happy? What is bringing joy to my life? And those are the things that I should be doing, and the things that I should have around me, and the people that I should have around me, and everything. And like, not only the hiking trail, not only did I have to admit that like the hiking trail just wasn't working out, I just was not enjoying it. But there's something else. Oh shit, where is it? I thought I brought it with me. I probably left them in the car. Hold on. So, I bought these glasses like 4 years ago because I wanted something that would help me with wind when I'm hiking, keeping the wind out of my eyes, because New Mexico gets very, very windy, especially from like February to May. It's crazy windy. And the wind, like, again, I get tears in my eyes start watering and stuff. And I don't like that. It's not comfortable. So I had looked for some sunglasses, and I found these on Amazon. I don't know, remember, I think they're just called Wind. I think that's what it is. But these are designed for motorcycle riders to wear, to keep the wind out of their eyes. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, that's perfect, right? It's got these little, like, I don't know what that is, rubber, silicone, something like that, around, and then it kind of, which cradle your eyes, which is great. That part of it is great. I really like that. The problem that I have is, let's see, here. Oh, there we go. This piece right here. I don't know what the purpose of that is. I don't know why it has to poke out like that. I don't know why they couldn't just make it smooth, but I think that they designed these with a bald man in mind or something, because every single time I pull these off of me, it pulls out my hairs. And it hurts. It hurts like hell. That's a sensitive part of the head. And for 4 years, I've been wearing these stupid things. When I go hiking, when I ride my scooter, I wear these to keep the wind out of my eyes, and yet they bring me so much pain. And so when I was hiking, I had the wind blew some leaves and it scared me. I had them up on my head, and I went to pull them off my head, and they pulled all this hair out. And then I had to redo my ponytail because I had all these little hairs flying around my face. And I was just like, why am I tolerating these things? They suck. Just because I spent money on them 4 years ago, I think I have to keep wearing them. So, no more. Those are getting trashed. And I'm going to find some sunglasses that I can wear hiking that will hopefully help with the wind. But also, like, part of it too was I thought that they would help with the sunblock issue, because when I wear sunblock, it gets in my eyes and it makes my eyes sting in water, like I was talking about earlier. And I hate that. It makes me miserable. So again, I was like, why have I never just bought a baseball cap? Like, that would be perfect, because that would provide me with shade. It would block the sun from me, and I wouldn't have to wear sunblock up there around my eyes. Instead, I bought this hat that has the mosquito net on it, so I can only have one hat apparently. That's the hat that I have to have, but I don't like wearing it unless there's mosquitoes. It's not comfortable. It has a chin strap, and I have a big chin, and I just don't like it. So I'm just done. I'm done doing things I don't like. I'm done owning things I don't like. I'm done being around people I don't like. So anyway. So let me talk about my past week. I'll do a little report. Now the problem is with doing my weekly reports is that I don't take any notes really throughout the week. So, and by the time I get to Thursday, it's really hard for me to remember, like Saturday and Sunday. But as far as I can recall, the weekend went good. I came back from Tucson on Friday, and I had mentioned in my last video that I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get back into doing my workout, but I actually had no issues at all. Woke up Saturday morning, it felt good, jumped right back into my morning routine and did my workout, had a really great day, worked on editing my YouTube video, like had a really good day Saturday. Sunday, pretty much the same. I did decide Sunday to add like a morning walk, or possibly like jumping on the rebounder in the mornings. So if I'm up early enough and I feel like doing it. So I actually went on a morning walk on Monday, and I also went on Sunday and also on Monday. So I added that to my routine, but it's not something that I have to do every day, because that's pretty much all of my, I have like a morning routine. I have like an afternoon, I have activities that I can do in the afternoon if I want to. And then I have a nighttime, not even like, couldn't even call it a routine, more like, these are some things that I could do before I go to bed if I want to. I stick closest, yeah. I stick closest to the morning routine because I'm fresh. I have energy, when I wake up. So it's easiest to stick with the morning routine. The afternoon is just sort of I tend to get tired around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I thought that would be a good time for me to do some sort of like nervous system activity. So I picked out a few things and I just try to do like one of them. Usually I end up just doing a yoga nidra because it kind of helps with that slump in the afternoon. It kind of lets me work through that, get some rest, and then get up, back up again, and have a little more energy. But there's other things that I could do as well if I want to. I put like tapping, self-havening, somatic exercises, breath work. You know, those are all things that I can do as well. But right now I'm mostly just doing yoga nidras in the afternoon. And then for the night, it's kind of the same thing where I just put a list of things that I could do at night if I want to, which is like going for a walk, yoga, meditate, read, journal, stuff like that. And I would say the one that I do the most consistently is meditating. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm not like trying to have like these rigid routines or anything. I'm just trying to like remind myself that these are things that you could be doing that would help you. They're good self-care things to do. But mornings, I definitely have a good routine going in the mornings. I don't always do it in the same order, but it's pretty much just, you know, after I get up, pee and feed the cats. Those are always the first three things. Wake up, pee, feed the cats. After that, it's like I try to drink some water to rehydrate myself, and then I'll usually have breakfast and then coffee. And again, if I'm up early enough, I'm trying to add a walk in the mornings or hop on the rebounder for like 5 minutes or something just to get a little bit of warm up to me. And I am enjoying doing like a short standing yoga routine after that, and then I meditate. So that's a pretty solid routine that I've been doing. And I did it, like I said, Saturday, Sunday, Monday were all good days where I did my morning routine and I did my workouts and everything. But then Monday night, I had an issue where I think that I just had an extreme mood shift happen or a mood swing. And looking back on it, I honestly just feel like it's perimenopause related. I don't think it's any deeper than that. Because I was in a great mood, I was having a great day Monday, nothing was wrong, but all of a sudden I just had this dramatic mood swing where I just got like meltdown mode. And so so that night, I actually had a really hard time sleeping, and I don't know if that was related to the mood swing and feeling, you know, because I don't like feeling like that, and so you know, I tend to suffer from some shame whenever I have a mood swing like that. So I don't know if it was just that, if I was just ruminating on my actions or how I felt, or if it was just a side of also like perimenopause caused me to just like not sleep. I think I got like 3 hours total sleep that night. And I also, like when I finally got up in the morning, I got up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I was up for the rest of the day. Like, I think I went to bed around midnight, woke up at 3 a.m. and just couldn't go back to sleep. And I ended up having some anxiety, having some heart palpitations going on. So I really just think it was all just perimenopause related. I think that it all just like came on me all at once. So Tuesday I ended up just deciding to just stay in bed because I had to work that night. So I needed to try to get some rest before I went into work. And I knew it was going to be a longer shift and I was going to be there late. So I just said, you know what? It's okay. We're just going to stay in bed and take care of ourselves today. So that was what I did. I spent most of the day in bed. I would get up just to eat or drink some coffee or something and then go back to laying down. I never did fall back asleep, but I just stayed in bed the whole time. I didn't do my workout. I didn't do anything. And then I went to work that night and ended up having a good night at work. And that night, Tuesday night, I slept great. Woke up Wednesday morning and was back to normal. Did my morning routine yesterday just fine. I think I did rebounding. Wait, did I say that I did that? Did I say I rebounded Monday? I walked Sunday and Monday. I rebounded on Wednesday. I don't know what I said before, but yeah, I did. Instead of, Yeah, and I think I said that for Monday, but Monday, no, Monday I walked. Wednesday I did 5 minutes of rebounding instead of going for a walk. But otherwise I did my routine. I went and did my slow jog exercise and then went back home, did my strength workout, did my mobility, all of that yesterday. I even put up I edited a short YouTube video of my jog because that's something that I think I want to do. I was just going to do shorts, but I decided yesterday, I was like, it's like a 5 minute video. It doesn't take that long. So I think I want to do like a video of my jog and also, cut it into a short as well, because I just really think like that's like the one thing that I'm trying to do each week that I do want to record and post and track my progress on, is how I'm doing with the jogging. Because that I feel like is right now is my most challenging cardio that I'm doing. So I just think it's interesting. It's also a lot of fun. I just really enjoy it. so, so I did that. And yeah, so Wednesday was a good day. It was just, I got really tired though. By like 3 o'clock, I felt like I'd done so much. I got really tired and I was going to do some house cleaning and I didn't. I didn't end up doing any house cleaning yesterday. I just kind of chilled for the rest of the day. And then that leads us to today. And today was supposed to be a workout day, and it might still be. I'm going to see how I feel when I go home. I could still do my strength workout, but when I decided I wanted to go hiking today, originally I was going to get up, do my strength workout, and then go hiking. But when I woke up this morning, I was like, I really want to just get out there and get going, because it is supposed to be hot today. It's supposed to be in town. It's supposed to be 93 degrees, which I still cannot believe we're in October. It's fucking October 3rd. And it's 93 degrees. Like, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, now up here, of course, it'd probably be about 10 degrees cooler, but it's still pretty warm. So I wanted to get out and get my hike over with. Over with? Yeah. I wanted to get out and get the hike going. So I didn't do anything before I left the house except drink some coffee. But I might, when I go home, I might go ahead, because it's just, today's strength workout is just bridges and twists, which are fairly simple things to do. So I think I'll be able to do them when I go home. But if not, it's not a big deal. I think as long as I'm getting one of each set of exercises done each week, I'll still see a little bit of progress. I might not see as much as I would if I did 2 sets, but I'll still see some progress. I did do 2 sets of pull-ups and squats, so there's that. But yeah, so all in all, like, other than having the crazy mood swing Monday, and then the insomnia and the heart palpitations on Tuesday, like, it was a good week. Like, I'm pretty proud of this week, and I was proud of myself for jumping back into it after taking 3 days off, and then again, jumping back into it yesterday after taking a day off. So I'm pretty proud of that, and looking forward to the next week. I like my routine. I'm gonna stick with my routine the way it's going. This will be, like, I think the first week since I started that I'm not gonna change my routine. I think I actually have a good thing going. So hopefully one of these days I'll actually, like, get my camera out and film myself doing my routine and post it. Yeah, but I'm just gonna wait till I feel like doing it. I'm not in any hurry to, like, do anything, I think. I'm just enjoying every day of my life, the good and the bad. And so, well, since I'm here, I will just go ahead and move into the next part, which is talking about something that popped into my head the other day, actually, while I was meditating. And it's funny, like, I'm not the best meditator in the world. there are times that I can meditate and I can do it to where I'm, I just do the whole thing where you're supposed to like just notice the thoughts and not judge them and let them pass by, and then you return to the breath and blah blah blah. But other times, like, I get caught up in thinking about something and I don't want to let it float away because it's kind of helping me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I think that that's just turning a meditation session into a thinking session, which is fine. I think if I was like focusing on thoughts that weren't helpful, then that would be a problem. But it's always when it's something that, like, something will occur to me while I'm meditating, and I'll be like, oh, I want to think about this for a while. I want to expand on this because it's actually like helping me. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it kind of involves my diet. I'm using diet here in the term of like the food that I intake on a daily basis, not trying to lose weight. So the last time I think that I talked about food and eating, I mentioned that I was trying to do a calorie deficit and that it hadn't really worked out that well, so I was going to be increasing, but still somewhat of a deficit. That didn't last very long, which is no surprise. Certainly didn't surprise me. Because I don't like counting calories. It sucks. It really sucks. I don't enjoy it at all. And it makes food a chore, and I like to enjoy food. So that kind of went away. But what I kind of started doing, without really planning on doing it, but it just kind of became that, and I'm just going with it, is I'm doing more of an intuitive eating style, where I'm just keeping foods around that I enjoy and that are easy, and just allowing myself to notice when I'm hungry and how hungry I am. Do I need a full meal? Do I just need a snack? I'm just trying to like listen to my body and eat the way my body wants me to. And that's actually going pretty well. But I was thinking about like the snacks, because I am keeping snacks on hand. And what I started thinking about was how odd it is that I have these snacks that I'm keeping on hand, which really aren't that much healthier than like candy or cookies, which is like my normal go-to. But I'm not overeating them. So like what I've had was I had some yogurt raisins, and I bought this stuff from Walmart. It's called Indulgent Trail Mix. I wish I'd taken a picture of the bag. It's like chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, caramel chips, peanut butter chips. It's got some nuts in it too. I think it's got almonds, cashews, peanuts, walnuts, I think. And then it has like some dried cranberries and dried something else, maybe raisins. Yeah, so not the healthiest of snacks, like by any means. And then I also have some dried apricots, and I have some pistachios. So definitely not the healthiest. And I keep them in a tote next to my bed. And I was sitting there meditating, and I was reflecting on the fact that like I'm able to keep these snacks next to my bed and I'm not overeating on them. But if I bought, a bag of Snickers fun size and kept that next to my bed, that would be gone in like 2 days. Depending on the size of the bag. This would be gone in 1 day. A bigger bag might last me 2 days. But I was sort of reflecting on that, and I realized something, that it really just boils down to, is this a food that I have control of, or is this a food that controls me? And I don't even think it has anything to do with necessarily the nutrition quality of foods, whether they're good for you, bad for you, which I know we're not supposed to like talk about food as far as good or bad, but healthy or unhealthy, I don't know. Is it junk food? Is it processed food? It's just a matter of what foods I have control of and what foods I don't have control of. I mean, I could buy ice cream, and ice cream is not a healthy food, generally not considered a healthy food. But I could buy ice cream and put it in my freezer and it would stay there and not get eaten for a long time. You know? What else? What would be some other things that are unhealthy? I don't know. Well, that's a good enough example. Because that is definitely, that's a food that I have control of. It's not something, it's not a binge food for me, you know? Maybe that's what it is that, like, have I binged on this food in the past? Ice cream's not a binge food for me. But most candies are. Like, most candies are binge foods for me. And I was thinking about how I remember, like, it was so long ago, it was like 2 weeks ago. But, so it used to be when I would go grocery shopping, which my idea of grocery shopping is just going to Dollar General. Although now I am doing Walmart pickup orders now. I don't like going into grocery stores. So I go to Dollar General because it's quieter and there's not as many people there. But I would go to the dollar store and pick up whatever food items I needed for the next day or two. And every time I went, I had to go into the candy aisle. And it didn't matter if I wanted candy or not. That wasn't important. I had to have candy because I might not want it right now, but I might want it later. And I don't want to have to run back out. So I have to go get candy. So I would go to the candy aisle and I would sit there and I would stare and look and look and look and stare and look. And none of it appealed to me. None of it. Like, it was all just like, I don't want this. I don't want it. But I would buy it anyway because I might want it later on. So I would just like randomly pick out some candy to take home. And then it would be at my house. And then once it was at my house, it didn't matter if I wanted it or not. Didn't matter. Didn't matter if it tasted good. It was going to be eaten immediately. Like, I just had no self-control with it. And it's very similar with cookies. I would say I have a little bit more self-control with cookies, and I don't buy cookies as often. Like, candy was like an almost everyday thing. Cookies, every once in a while, you know, oh, I haven't had cookies in a while, I'll go ahead and buy some for myself, and then they would disappear pretty quickly. Also, like snack cakes, like Little Debbie's and stuff like that. I would buy those every once in a while, and they would disappear very quickly. So those are just like foods that I just don't have control over. Okay, my battery died on my camera. I swear to God, I'm going to have to buy a backup camera one of these days. So I'm just going to finish on my cell phone, and I know the audio quality is bad on here, so I'll try to wrap it up really quick, and this will just be the end of the video. But yeah, so I think that I just have to work on recognizing when I have control over food and when the food has control over me. And if I buy something and I seem to want to eat it, whether I'm hungry or not, and I eat it fast and it doesn't last me, then that's a food that I don't have control of, and that's a food that I should not purchase anymore. And especially not, like, to keep at home. Like, it's one thing to do if I just really have a craving for something. Like Monday, when I was after my mood swing and I was feeling so low, I wanted something sweet. Like, I wanted a comfort food, and I decided that was okay. Like, in that moment, it was okay for me to have a comfort food. So I went to the store and I bought myself a single serving snack cake. It was like a honey bun or something, just to help me. So I think in that moment, that situation, that was fine. And yeah, if I occasionally find myself just really craving something, I think it's okay, to get, especially if I can get it in a small size, that's okay. But not to keep bags of it at home. That's going to have to be like a rule. Like, no more buying bags of foods that I don't have control over and keeping them at home. And so I think that was a really good thing. I'm glad that I had that realization, and that now I have something to kind of move forward with in that regard to maybe help me from not just binging on food just for no reason, for absolutely no reason other than it's there. So yeah, I think that was it. That was like the main thing that I wanted to talk about on this one. I have other ideas as well, but I have started writing stuff down. Eventually, maybe I'll start actually like writing out little notes to myself so that when I'm talking, it's not, I can actually like make it make sense instead of just trying to talk from off the top of my head. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for a day, or for the day, or for this video. It's been a fun day. I don't know what I'm going to do from here other than just sit here and eat some of my snacks and hop in my car and just see where the rest of the day takes me. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.